Hello everybody and welcome to I'll Do It in the Kitchen. I'm Chris and today we're making butter. We're making butter because I need butter. We're gonna make a parsley garlic infused homemade butter, which is amazing to put on steaks before you grill them. Automatic garlic butter for your garlic bread, and very, very simple to do. So let's get started. All right, first thing we're gonna do is we have to roast an entire bunch of garlic. I took off the exterior, kind of like the outer covering like onions have, okay? And I'm going to drizzle it with some olive oil. And all you do is wrap it up and you set it in the oven at 400 degrees for 30 minutes. Here's a trigger warning for you. Your entire house and exterior to your house will have the strongest smell of garlic. So if you have anybody that you know of, no sensitive mom, just know that this is overpowering, almost making your eyes water when you roast that much. But that's okay. Next, parsley. We're gonna cut up some parsley, okay? When I say cut up, I literally mean cut up because I'm gonna use my kitchen scissors. All right, so I have my shears and I'm literally cutting. I am not a good, you see some of those videos of people chopping things super fast. Yeah. And to me, I go the easier route. You know, there's no need to, and I'm doing this whole thing because, make it a little thinner, because the amount of cream we will be whipping. So all we're gonna do is cut. All right, so I have my parsley all chopped up, ready to go. We're just waiting on the garlic because it will get so tender and it'll just smush like a baked potato. But I do need to just give you some information about some of the things that we're making homemade, such as we'll be making ketchup and we'll be making mayo and so forth. Anything using any cream, just know that because I start making homemade foods, because you never know all the extra stuff that is going into our foods, because they're not putting all these preservatives and all these other chemicals. You know, there's food now that will last 30 years freeze-dried, okay? So I make butter probably once a month, only because I freeze it. But if you weren't freezing any, you would make it every week, every 10 days, because I'm not putting all the preservatives in there, in my my milk and heavy cream. It'll go bad, it'll go sour, just like regular milk would, okay? So that's just something you need to know. But once you see how easy and quick it is, I mean, shoot, the longest thing is roasting the garlic. You could pre-roast garlic and it would take you probably 10 minutes to make homemade butter. All right, now we're getting ready to do the main ingredient. Right here, heavy whipping cream, that's what butter is. That's what it is. Now, it said, in one of the recipes, it says that it works better if the cream is super cold, okay? So the first time I stuck the cream, took it out of the refrigerator and put it in the freezer for about 30 minutes. Not long enough for it to freeze, but to get super cold. And I made my butter. And then the next time I didn't have the luxury of doing that, and I just took it out of the fridge. I saw no difference whatsoever. So here's what we're gonna do. We used our little dipping attachment to my KitchenAid, and we're gonna pour it all the way in. And then you're gonna run it on medium for about 5 or 6 minutes. And then as soon as you start seeing it get a little thicker and thicker, and then you put it on high. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, we're gonna pour our cream in. And this is just a Kroger brand. And I did see a recipe where they said to use, buttermilk, but that did not work whatsoever. Okay, here we go. We're gonna lock it, and we're gonna, that's on a 1, 2. We're gonna leave it right there for 5 or 6 minutes. Okay, so it is mixing perfectly. In about 2 minutes, I'm going to turn it up a notch. But our garlic is almost done roasting. You can smell it. Okay. I got the cutest butter container. It says butter. Wooden lid. I put the butter in it and then freeze the rest. And I'll put the remainder stuff and stick it in the freezer. Okay? Gotta be ready to do that. I'm gonna knock it up. We're almost done. Okay. I'm gonna do a shout out. Any products that I use, like my little butter container from Walmart, I don't get paid for any of that, but when I find something that works, I'm gonna share, okay? So, I recommend that when you open that oven to take that garlic out and open all that stuff, you have gloves on, or your hands will smell like garlic for the next 10 years. And, you know, the little blue surgical gloves, I have a whole box of those, but what I have found is it's called Grease Monkey Pro Cleaning. Okay? They are like those, but they're heavy duty. They're almost like that you use when you clean. You can take them off, you can reuse them, and so forth. So try these. Okay, but put something on, or you're really, really gonna have that Italian vibe going for a while. Okay, you can see it getting a little thicker, so I'm gonna bounce it up. And we're gonna let it keep going. And this needs to run for about 2 to 3 minutes. And again, the time that it's taken me to do this will differ if you're not using a KitchenAid, depending where you live, your altitude. You just gotta test it. And I'm gonna add some salt. Add a little bit of salt. You don't have to. A lot of baking stuff requires no salt. And if you just want to make no salt butter, because you're going to be making some cookies or a cake, definitely, you just do this and don't put the garlic or parsley in. Okay, you can see it getting fluff. I'm going to do one quick mixture around the edges. Okay. Put it down. And guess what I did? I changed my gloves. I did not use the Grease Monkey because they're reusable. They're so durable that every time I use them, they'll smell like garlic. Huh, how about that? Okay, lock. Alright, we're gonna let that do about another 2 minutes and then we're putting it in a bowl and taking our garlic out. Okay, we're ready. I'm going to unwrap. Let me see if I'm going to unwrap my garlic. Let's look what this looks like. Oh yeah. You might want to let that cool for a half a second because what's going to happen is you can just, I'm just going to show you. It just pops out. Super easy. And I'm going to take a fork to it. And personally, I'm going to recommend that you use all the garlic. Hot. But I'll show you what it looks like in the end. Okay, we're almost done. So, I'm going to take my butter. That's just heavy whipping cream. I am going to plop it into my big old bowl. And I just want you to see how much it makes, because it makes a lot. That's why I freeze it. Because we use butter, but we don't eat a lot of bread. Usually last night we had steaks and I put some of the last bit of the garlic, parsley, butter, right? Here is my mashed garlic. And we just make sure all of this. Oh my gosh, my neighbors are gonna be smelling this. Okay, and then don't forget, there we go. Then you're mixing it up. It looked like there was a lot of parsley. But it will blend in because there's so much butter. And I stole a taste because I got some on my knuckle. Okay. So now I'm going to get my butter dish and I'm going to scoop butter in my butter dish. Oh, I felt a little garlic. Oh my gosh. Make it look nice. Let me set it down. And between the edges, voila. And the rest of this is going in my container to be frozen. And I want to thank all of you for joining me for my episode 3 of I'll Do It in the Kitchen with a glass of wine and evidently gloves on making homemade butter. And again, if you just want to make plain butter, you can put whatever flavors you want in it because really it's that heavy whipping cream. Okay? And I'll see you next week.